G'day, today I'm flying British Airways. I flew them last year, they were okay. Let's see if they've improved. Check-in was quick, pleasant, polite. We're now off to the lounge, which in this airport is before immigration. And we're flying out of gate D, and that's the entry for security. But first, I have to go out here. Why? Hello. I left a camera in a car, and I thank you guys for finding it and telling me that it's here, which I didn't even know I'd lost. I was very lucky that the crew from F42 called me and said, did you leave a camera in the car? And I had no idea, but yes, I had left one, and thankfully it's here, and this gentleman's going to give it back to me. It is very rare to get stuff back when you leave it in a rental car. Normally it's just a tip for whoever finds it at the other end, but thankfully they were a step above the rest. Well, fast track was indeed fast, and now it's the walk through the obligatory duty-free store at Vienna International Airport. It's not a great airport at the moment, there's plenty of work going on. Now, Vienna is the home of this particular sweet treat, the manna. My favourite flavour is the lemon, and you can get this one here for €21.50. British Airways uses the Vienna Lounge here, and I've been here before, and in fact I've sat in this very seat last year. I remember it being good for its food, certainly a wide variety, and a couple of main courses today, some chicken balls and pasta that looks good. Reasonable variety of drinks. It's not as hot as a lot of other European lounges, that's a bonus. And if you like sitting outside and watching planes, albeit with a nasty whining noise, you'll enjoy sitting out here. I've just tried this pasta, and they should not be serving this in an airline lounge. This is way too good for an airline lounge. In fact, it's exceptional. Oh my God, it's good. Well, that was immigration, took about 10 minutes, and a particularly snarly officer at that end. She needs some training, I'd suggest. Well, this is our Airbus A320 arriving. It's about 15 years old, and we'll be on it in about 10 minutes. On board now, and I'm in seat 3A, and I can tell you the leg room is very ordinary. My last flight was on Austrian, and that was much better, I remember. So what's the layout here? Well, it's 3 seats either side of the aisle, and the middle seat is blocked out with this little table here. There is a tray here, and I fear if that person moves their seat back even a few inches, it's going to be very difficult to eat off that tray. Despite this aircraft being some 15 years old, the seats look nice, new, comfortable, with wraparound headrest, and thankfully there's in-seat power. I remember last flight I did mention that there were about 1.5 windows per row, but this plane here is more like 1.25 windows, so that backs up my theory that they've shoved more seats in here in a tighter space. Another thing, there is no in-seat entertainment, but luckily I downloaded a movie to watch, and I would recommend you do too. If you're tall like me, I'd suggest you actually angle your legs so that they go under the middle seat. Gives you a bit more room. So what did I pay for this flight? You're probably wondering. Well, it's just shy of €600, but that does get you 2 large bags in the hold. It gets you 2 carry-ons, and that's important for my photo gear. It also includes fast-track security and early boarding, but when you have a look here, there's probably 16 rows of business class, which I reckon is about 40% of the plane, and there are an abundance of announcements. It's a bit like being on a bus. Well, we've just had the announcements from the captain, and he's all happy. Doors are locked, and shortly we'll be getting the safety announcement. Just before we take off, let me tell you, I just spent a couple of nights in Vienna. It's a beautiful city, staying at the Hilton Vienna Plaza. I had a couple of days to spare after the Austrian Grand Prix, so I've decided to come to the centre of Vienna just for 2 nights, and I've decided on the Hilton Vienna Plaza Hotel and a corner suite, which is quite luxurious. But the reason I booked the corner suite was because it comes with a balcony, and it is all the way up there and then all the way back there. The service kicked off about 15 minutes into the flight with a bottle of bubbly being opened, and this is Castelnau, which I've never ever heard of, but it's a serviceable bubbly, and it was accompanied by this Bella Sue's salted rosemary snack mix. Now, I flew BA a couple of times last year on these short inter-Europe flights, and I remember both times the food was really good. But today, all we've got served is a very modest sandwich, although we did get a scone, or a scone as they're called here, and a little chocolate tart. Oh, and you can't go wrong with this cream, but I did expect a hot meal. Anyway, let's see what this is like. Well, let me tell you about the meal. The sandwich was very good, albeit a very small slice, but it was a mild curried egg. This, just okay. And the scone, excellent. A little bit dry, but I gather that could be a factor of just the lack of humidity in the air up here, but the cream and jam, fantastic. And that's what's left of the chocolate cake. It was a good meal, but I don't think it was up to their normal standards. But the service, excellent. Polite, well-mannered, typically British. Well, we arrived about 20 minutes late into Heathrow, and now to walk to immigration. Hopefully not a long queue. Well done, Heathrow. That was 80 seconds to get through immigration because of the electronic smart gates. Gosh, that was good. It's been no more than 10 minutes since we left the plane. And look, my luggage is here. That's incredible. And this is Jace's. Oh no, it's not. Next up, it's a short bus ride to Hertz, where F42 is waiting with our keys. We've just picked up our rental car. It's a Peugeot 2008, the exact same car that I had last race. And the Hertz counter is right next to Heathrow Airport. I mean, right next to that. Look at that. That's incredible! Well, this is a funky hotel, and particularly the foyer. It's full of character. The rooms themselves are smaller than your average hotel, but you don't spend much time in the room. You can spend more time down in these common areas. This is the Moxy Milton Keynes. It's about 25 minutes from the Silverstone circuit, and I'll be there for the next 4 days working my backside off. And if you've enjoyed this video, here's your chance to give it a like now. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and become a member for a whole host of extras. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
Fast lane.
Once again, if you just joined us, good afternoon.